Hello, I'm Josh Basford, a third-year architecture student here at Lancaster University. And today, I wanted to ask you a question. What if the smartest architect wasn't human? What if it didn't need blueprints or concrete or fancy CAD software, but has shaped mountains, carved coastlines, and created forests that breathe? Well, nature has been constructing and evolving for 3.8 billion years. Its designs are efficient, elegant, and astonishingly resilient. It doesn't pollute, it doesn't waste, and everything it creates has a shared purpose: to thrive. Perhaps it's time we let nature step back into the architect's role, not just as a source of inspiration, but as a teacher. For decades, our cities have been designed for speed and scale, not for sustainability. And over 2.5 billion people are expected to move into urban areas within the next 2 decades. And with rising climate awareness, we can't afford wasteful design. This is the foundation of biomimicry, a design approach that learns from natural systems and applies them to the human world. Think energy efficiency, material lightness, water recycling, things that nature's been perfecting for years. Take the Eastgate Centre in Zimbabwe, designed by Mick Pearce. The building stays cool without the use of traditional air conditioning. Instead, it uses a passive ventilation system inspired by the structure of termite mounds. And the result? It uses 20 to 50% less energy than neighbouring buildings and has delivered estimated savings of over $3.5 million. That's not science fiction, that's termite-inspired architecture, and it's just the beginning. Nature's also the master of doing more with less. Think of a spider's web, stronger than steel by weight. Or take the Eden project in the UK. Its domes are used or inspired by soap bubbles and use ETFE pillows, a material that weighs 99% less than glass, lets in more light and reduces the heating demand, all while housing these thriving ecosystems. In Beijing, the National Aquatic Centre, better known as the Water Cube, also uses these ETFE pillows on its outer shell, drawing from the geometry of soap bubbles. The design isn't just beautiful, but it's functional. The system reduced energy costs by 30% and has cut artificial lighting by 55%, all just by studying bubbles and building like them. Or we can think even simpler with the Wealden Downland grid shell in Sussex. Inspired by birds' nests, this lightweight timber structure uses less material while also gaining the strength through natural form. Nature teaches us that efficiency isn't about cutting corners, it's about understanding form and function in harmony. But biomimicry doesn't just stop at form. It can scale up to whole ecosystems. In Milan, the Bosco Verticale, or the vertical forest, filters the city air, cools the surroundings, and supports over 20,000 plants across its 2 towers, the presence of which decreased the yearly electricity consumption by around 7.5% and has decreased solar heat gain by around 40%, again reducing the need for these HVAC systems. Or in the Sahara, greenhouses inspired by the Namibian fog basking beetle harvest the saltwater from the dry coastal air. They grow crops, restore land, and even encourages local job security, all just by using sunlight and saltwater. These aren't just buildings or projects, they're whole living systems. Sustainability isn't just a bolt-on feature, it's something we must design from the ground up. Biomimicry and the work of leaders like Exploration Architects and the Biomimicry Institute reminds us that nature has already solved most of our challenges, not with brute force, but with care, balance, and time. A tree purifies air. A coral reef is an entire city, resilient, cooperative, and regenerative. Even a beetle can teach us how to survive in the desert. So why would we not design our world to do the same? To let nature be the architect once more? To accept this is not a surrender, but a step towards wisdom. And so the next time you look at a leaf, a shell, or even a termite mound, look a little closer, and the future of our cities might just be hiding there. Thank you for listening.